Welcome to the Positive Pants Podcast. Mindset, motivation, and inspiration to help you find your positive pants. It's time to let go of negative thinking, understand why you do what you do, and stop the self-sabotage with your host, Fran Excel.
Welcome to the show. As always, it's Fran Excel, your resident subconscious success mentor, helping you find your very own pair of positive pants so you can get out of your own way and live a life that you love. If you want to stop sabotaging your own success and let go of the stress, then you are in the right place, my friend. Make sure you download your free Stressed to Success guided meditation at bit.ly/stressed to success as my little gift to you for being here. Please do subscribe, share, review. It really, really helps people that need to hear this message find us, and I so appreciate it. In the show notes, you will also find details of how you can work with me and where you can get your mitts on my meditations, products, and printables. You can also find it through the link in my bio on Instagram, which is my second favorite place to hang out. So please do come join me over there at I'm Fran Excel. Tag me in your takeaways, slide into my DMs. I am here for it. So that is the formalities over, my love. So let's jump into the content. Why do we overcomplicate things? What are you overcomplicating in your life or your business right now? I just did a little reel over on the gram about how all too often we overcomplicate getting what we want. Yeah, we look at something simple and think that'll never work, or it can't be that simple. It's as if the more simple something is, the less we trust it. You know, we often know the answers. So let's take weight loss. We know I love a weight loss analogy because it's just so easy to relate to, right? We know eat less, move more, always a winner. But we might seek a more complicated solution, like restricting certain foods or complex meal prep like macros, or doing something that requires research like cutting out wheat or dairy. I used to get lost in those labels, let me tell you. Is often the same with mindset work, right? It's as if you've been told what works 100 times, but there's something you just don't trust because it seems too simple. Same with business. I think there is so much that's overcomplicated in business. It's unreal. It wasn't until I cut out the noise of all the millions of strategies that, according to the messaging, if I didn't have in my business, then I really didn't have a business at all, that things actually took off. It made everything harder. It's actually when you strip things back, simplify, and take action from that place that you'll start to see the results. It's Confucius that said, life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. And it's so true. I see it all the time with clients. One of my favorite things to do is help them see the simple. Yeah. Often met with a, why didn't I think of that? Or, oh my God, that's so easy. And a frustrated little laugh that follows. And I used to do it myself too, because I'm a human, right? I had a year when my word of the year was simplicity. And I flipping loved that year, let me tell you, because I had it next to me all the time. I had it flash up on my phone. I really intentionally lived by it for that year. So now it's just become a go-to way that I think. If ever I start going down a thought loop, it's straight away, where am I overcomplicating this? Yeah, very helpful. Thoroughly recommend it. So why do we keep going to the overly complicated ways of getting what we want? What is that? Well, it's actually a thing. In psychology, it's known as the complexity bias. Yeah. Complexity bias is where we can look at something fairly simple and think and create that there's more to it than there is. We can confuse ourselves over it. We love doing this when we're already overwhelmed too, just for kicks, right? We don't look for the obvious answer that might be staring us in the face. You know, the area I do this with is tech. All my emotional regulation tools and techniques have to come out to play when I'm around tech. Sometimes it can feel like the most basic of things is impossible to follow. And if we go back to the weight loss analogy again, you might have gained weight and you start researching thyroid function or hormone imbalance. And it might be that. But it might also be the entire box of chocolates that you ate, or the fact that you haven't exercised in months. I'm talking to myself too here, guys, right? This is definitely something advertisers take advantage of too. After 15 years in advertising and doing my dissertation on the way marketers make women feel terrified of aging, it's rife. This overcomplicating of things. It could be confusing language that doesn't really mean anything. And I remember back to my dissertation, and it was a beauty brand marketing their brand as better because it contained aquaspheres. Now, think about that for a second. I mean, doesn't aquasphere sound like it could be a drop of water to you? The same goes for marketing of courses or programs. People will make you feel like if you don't have their specific thing, that you're missing something. They're intentionally letting you overcomplicate it, so it feels like you need it. You will not have the answer if you don't have this thing. Yeah, we unconsciously make more complicated mean better. Same thing we do with the things that cost more. Yeah, we associate something being more expensive as being better, more quality. We just see things as more complicated than they actually are. So this is another sneaky brain shortcut. Right? I talk about these a lot. It means you won't do the thing that's going to require that burst of energy, that extra energy, because it requires you to be conscious because it's new. And your brain wants to conserve energy. And your nervous system doesn't want you to do new things because it's scary and it's unsafe, right? And I see it often when making personal development changes. This is a big one. So people just don't trust the easy options, which is interesting because then they often overcomplicate by looking for instant gratification. Yeah, like I was talking with the weight loss analogy, same thing applies here. It really can be way more simple than you think to make huge changes in your life, which is what my first cohort of SOS ladies have been learning with me over the last 5 weeks. The tools and techniques that work are super simple. Using your breath, meditation, journaling. You just need a little more information and context for your brain and your nervous system to actually trust it. And understanding that complexity bias is a thing is also going to be super helpful. It's so easy not to trust the simple option, right? It's often not until you have the complicated or more complex knowledge as to why something works that you have the motivation to stick with it and trust the process. So when you catch yourself in one of these loops, ask yourself questions like, how could I simplify this? Or where am I overcomplicating this? What is making me not trust the simplicity? Yeah. Seek someone else's opinion who isn't as close to it as you. Often other people can see things we don't yet because they can have a different way of viewing the world or different experiences and different beliefs coded in their system. Seek the evidence of other people who have done the thing that you want to do. Yeah. Look for the easy way. The more you look for it, the easier it will be to find. Funny how that works. You'll also be giving your brain the instructions that this thing is important to you. So your reticular activating system will be on the hunt, scanning your environment to deliver the people and opportunities that you might ordinarily miss. But when you have this complexity bias running and you're delivered marketing by people who know this, all mashed up together, it's easy to see how you can get discombobulated, one of the best words in the world, in my opinion, and confused over your next step. So you just don't take any and things don't change. So it's entirely possible, based on this, that having the business and the life that you want is entirely less complicated and far more in reach for you than you're making it. I see so many people wanting to start businesses and not doing it because it becomes this big, complicated mess in their heads because there's so much noise out there, right? So many pieces to fit together. So it's easier to decide that you're just not cut out for it. But in my opinion, that could not be further from the truth. You'll hopefully remember my friend Lisa Johnson. I've talked about her a lot. She's been on the podcast a few episodes actually in the past. So go check those out if you haven't, because she thinks very much the same way I do. And she is all about the strategy. So together we make quite the combination. It's time we stop overcomplicating things, particularly business. We can take away so many of the things that we complicate about business. And this is what she does, like growing an audience, creating content, funnels, email marketing, how to actually make money. But also, we've got to stop believing things like having a business means that you have to live hand to mouth or feast or famine in terms of clients and revenue. This uncertainty that can come with being your own boss, which your brain does not like, right? There are so many ways it doesn't have to be like that. having done what feels like a bazillion different courses before, feeling like there was always a piece of the puzzle that I was missing to actually make it work for me in the way that I wanted to, based around what I wanted for my life, I fell for it. And I wish I knew then what I knew now. I absolutely, categorically doesn't have to be that way. Lisa's not here for that stuff either. Simplify, 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 step by step. She simplifies everything and fits the pieces of the puzzle together of having the business that you want all in one place. She is known as the queen of passive income and recurring revenue. So think courses, memberships, subscription boxes, but think about what having that as a business model gives you. Freedom, more certainty, not trading your time for money, knowing the ballpark amount that's going to be coming into your account every month. I mean, how many of you would want to start a business right now knowing that that is actually possible? And it absolutely is, with a recurring revenue model, or at least one stream of passive or semi-passive income to be generated. So I am so excited to be partnering with her again this year on her one-to-many course, which is such a game changer. Please, please, please go back and search for Lisa and listen to our episodes, because it's just such a different way of looking at things. And one-to-many is coming up soon. Whoop, whoop. But first things first, she's running her free challenge from the 14th of June. And I talked about it last year, and she's only going to be doing it once this year. It's called the Race to Recurring Revenue. It's a lot of fun. I've been through it twice myself, and we'll go through it again with you guys. And over the space of a week, you're going to know with certainty if a recurring revenue model is for you or not. It's totally free, and it is absolutely not one of those challenges where you won't get value from the challenge to be able to go off and start things for yourself. You absolutely will. But if you decide you want to go all in and join one-to-many after having a week immersed in the training, then you'll get the opportunity to work with yours truly too. So more details on that in due course, my friend. But the link to sign up to the Race to Recurring Revenue Challenge and stopping overcomplicating this stuff is in my bio on Instagram. It's in the show notes. You can type out bit.ly/Fran and Lisa and sign up from there. And if you're on my email list, I'll be talking about it plenty, so you can't miss it. If you've ever wanted to start a business and this is speaking to you, just do the challenge. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain just by exploring it. Yeah, it can work for pretty much anyone in any niche, and it works for people with established businesses. And if you don't even have an idea yet, and I'll be bringing you some stories of people that were in exactly that position. So please, 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 hopefully you can tell how passionate I am, but let's stop overcomplicating having the life that we want. Yeah, it's so possible. If I can do it, you can do it. It's honestly so possible. But let's stop overcomplicating getting the life that we want. We only get one of them, right? So why not just try? So if you got value from this and you know in your gut that now is the time to step up and start rewiring your thinking and start changing things for yourself, then book in a free discovery call so we can work out what needs to happen to get you from where you're at right now to the action-taking success you know you can be. If you want my eyes and ears on your problems, then I work with people one-on-one and through my programs. You can find all the details to book in a call in the show notes, the link in my bio on Instagram and on my website, franexcel.com. So stop waiting for if and when and choose to change things now, because you 100% can. I am here to believe in you when you don't believe in yourself. And as always, I hope you found this helpful, and I will see you next week. Bye.